Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and I got to go ahead and give you guys the disclaimer right off the rip. This is a spoiler alert video. So if you do not want to know anything about the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 7 Reunion Part 1, then turn it on off. But if you want to be spoiled, okay, then I got the tea for you. All right. So stick around. And for those of you guys that don't want to be spoiled, you have an opportunity. You can turn back now. But with that being said, let's stage dive into what we got to talk about today because we got a little bit of tea for you. In anticipation of tonight's episode of the reunion, we're going to be discussing what Bravo TV dropped in this form of a extended preview of the reunion. I will place the link in the description down below. Okay. Thank you guys for reminding me if I ever forget to do that, because sometimes you got to charge it to my mind and not my heart. But let's get into it. All right. So the reunion teaser starts off with a little bit of, get ready with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ever seen them get ready with me videos? Yes, we get a little get ready with me. So we do get to see the ladies, entering the building in New York City, getting ready. You guys can see Ashley right here. You guys can see Karen entering right here. It is bright and early in the morning, and everybody is getting dolled up. All right. So I like these types of montages. Actually, I would love to see like a little 30-minute special. It could be like a 30-minute digital special about the getting ready process, because Andy does go to each of the ladies' rooms and he checks on them and he talks to them and sort of gets the tea on like how they're feeling. Like he talked to Mia about, the things that she has coming up in the reunion, her health, her BFF, her husband, her finances. Lots to discuss with Mia. He also talks to Karen as well, and whether or not she will be the Muhammad Ali of the reunion as well. But I think he actually mentioned that when they were sitting down. But he does go talk to her. He also goes to talk to Robin and Gisele, who are sharing a dressing room. It's no surprise to me that Robin and Gisele will be sharing the dressing room because they are BFFs in real life, I believe. Okay, or at least somewhat. So anyway, he congratulates Robin on her nuptials. Congratulations, Robin. Yay. But is Juan going to be here today? Okay, that is the question that Andy wants to know. Is Juan going to be here today, or will she be so glad that Juan Dixon is not here? Of course, Robin says Juan has to work. Andy was like, I didn't think so. Andy is just shady, and we're going to get to the shade that he threw Candace's way as well, okay? But he was shady boots for that. What else is going on? So speaking of shade, let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get down into it, because the ladies hit the stage and, he greets all the ladies. So he goes down the line one by one. You know how he does it. And he asks Candace, how is Sesame Street? Because, Candace had called Miss Deborah the Cookie Monster, okay? Or some form of Sesame Street character. I don't know what the character was supposed. I thought it was Cookie Monster, but maybe it was somebody else. I don't know. I thought it was Cookie Monster that it was going around that she was supposed to be, being compared to. But Andy says, well, you're kind of giving Cookie Monster in your outfit, Candace. They're going to say it online. And then the next thing you know, we get the side-by-side comparison of Candace in her reunion garb and Cookie Monster. Oh, yes, on the screen. Yes, the producers did. Yes, they did go in and shade her right there. Personally, I did not see it, but I am also colorblind, so who knows what I see. But what I did like was, I felt like Candace I felt like she was in the top 3 best dressed for the reunion. I didn't put together a Cookie Monster comparison in this way, and so it was shocking to me when I saw it happen on the screen. I said, Andy, listen. Andy is always gathering the people in ways that I don't even know if he know. I'm like, do you know you being shady right now? Do you know that you are shading the people down? Okay. Do you know that that's what you're doing? Because I don't know if he knows. I feel like it just rolls off his tongue so casually that he just be like, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "Ooh," and that was kind of interesting. We also get, of course, mm, mm, mm. They're gonna drill this thing into us that Gisele is dating this Jason Cameron man from Winter House. Is this man even a main cast member? That's what I gotta find out. I don't know if he's a main cast member or not because I don't watch that show. Actually, y'all know I just started watching Vanderpump Rules. I hadn't watched it since season one, and I did watch a couple of episodes yesterday. Well, actually, it was only 2 episodes out, I think, on the Peacock. But I actually thoroughly enjoyed the mess of it all. I did because I'm not gonna review it. So I was able to watch it and not review it. But anyway, he fits along with that whole Vanderpump Rules, Winter House, Summer House vibe. He is, again, as we talked to you guys about, 16 years younger than Gisele, but I ain't mad at it because they look good together. So if y'all rocking, I'm rolling. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get yours, Gisele, and go ahead and get yours, Mr. Jason Cameron. All right. Now we get to, oh Lord, congratulations, Robin, on your nuptials. Yay! You get married and you get married and you get married. Um, Meanwhile, Karen is yawning. I'm telling you, man, it be the reactions of the people sometimes that is the most shady thing about these shows. The reaction shots, and the producers always know what reaction shots to get. And so, Andy asked Karen, "Well, how do you feel? Are you happy about this or whatever?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm happy about it." And Robin is like, "I doubt it." But you know what's funny is that they get into the seating. Now, we had all talked about this seating chart and how we all thought it was a little odd. You know what I'm saying? It was a little odd. But Andy does give us a bit of tea in this clip about how they chose this reunion seating. He says, "You know what? I want to start off with, how do we feel about the seating tonight? You've all kind of been marveling." Okay. And so Candace says, "Well, it was your design." And the ladies, when they approached the reunion couch, they were all kind of like, especially Robin and Gisele, was like, "This seating is, I mean, what's the tea with this seating?" You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a little random. I think that's what was said. It was a little random. And it did seem random. It does seem kind of random to me, to be honest with you, because, well, for a lot of reasons, but we'll get into that a little bit later when we actually talk about the reunion. But let me pull this up because even Gisele mentioned, or Robin mentions it in this little clip right here. Robin says, "This is the most random seating." And so Andy goes on to clarify, and he says, because Candy says, "Well, it was your design." And Andy says, "Well, no, I was a voice. It is decided by all the producers, and a lot of time it has to do with who's getting along. If you're not getting along, typically we're not going to put you next to each other." Now, let me say this: this is a complicated group because there are a lot of people who have issues, so it's a puzzle. All right. So you look at the group here, and you're thinking to yourself, personally, I guess I get it to a certain degree. You have Gisele seated beside Ashley, and then you have Wendy, which seems, again, odd, but because Gisele and Wendy don't get along, why would you put them on the same couch? But there is somebody in between them. And I thought for a second, well, you could potentially put Wendy on the other couch, but she's not really getting along with either Robin or Mia. Well, we don't know that, but we assume that they're going to have some type of beef that's going to be discussed. So as they're discussing it, that would probably be the best way to strategically split the screens. So I do kind of see, what it was giving. Also, I felt like in my mind, Candace would have been seated in the first seat since she had the biggest issue with Gisele, who is also a main character. The other big beef was between Robin and Karen. So I guess I can see why they're not, obviously seated beside each other, but I would have assumed that they would have been on opposite couches as well. So I guess this seating makes sense, but let me know what you think and how you would have rearranged it in your opinion. Okay. All right, so that's all the tea that we have for you guys right now. Make sure you guys stay tuned in, tapped in. Our Love and Marriage DC review will be coming up shortly, so be sure to stay on the lookout for that. And I will catch you guys in the next video.